The German troops are now concentrating and preparing for the attack on the Eastern Front against Russia. The German tanks are one of the most advanced machines of Hitler's warfare, not only for their speed, but also for their armor plating. Hitler calls this war operation Barbarossa, after the legend of the mad and evil German Emperor Barbarossa, who was sleeping in a mountain cave just opposite the Berghof. Practically all the preparations for his biggest military operations are made in the Eagle's Nest. When Paul Jordan was in the Berghof on the occasion of Hesse's flight, Hitler spoke for the first time about the coming confrontation with Russia. According to Jordan, Hitler was worried about the growing military strength of Russia.
Das kam dann, nachdem das gesagt hat, stehen ungefähr 140 Divisionen da, wo früher nur 6
Then Hitler said, "At this very moment, I know the biggest struggle of my life has begun. I have worried for months and months about this. And only in January, in 1941, have I made my decision about Operation Barbarossa. We never prepared a war in such a short time." Then he started to talk about Hess again, saying, "How can I command my generals to attack when my successor just flees?"
Barbarossa erst unterschreiben können Ende Januar 41. So schnell ist noch kein Krieg vorbereitet worden. Und da schilderte er nun die Schwere des Kampfes und sagte, wie kann ich den Generälen den Befehl geben, anzugreifen, wenn der Mann nach mir an höchster Stelle einfach abhaut.
Then he concentrated all his hatred on Hess, and finally he revealed to us that within a couple of weeks the Battle of Russia would start. In the early morning of June 29, 1941, more than 3 million German soldiers marched into the Soviet Union. Operation Barbarossa has started. Hitler's war against his ultimate enemy, Communist Russia. During the first 3 months of the campaign, Hitler's troops conquer large parts of Russia. But when the summer ends, the rains start to pour, turning the roads into mud pools, all of which slow down the German armies. In the conquered territories, the brutal, ruthless Nazi governors immediately start to terrorize the population. Churches are burned, and thousands of people are captured, tortured, and shot. Jews and Communist Party officials are hardest hit. The Nazis often make their victims dig their own mass graves before they're gunned down. This is a secretly shot movie made by a German soldier, showing the Nazi madness. By the end of October, the Germans have almost reached Moscow. More than 3.5 million Russian soldiers have been captured and imprisoned. Hitler is convinced that the defeat of Russia is near. From the Eagle's Nest, Hitler directs his main force to conquer the rich grain and oil fields of the Ukraine and the Crimea, deep in the south of the Soviet Union. Hitler is informed that the strategic port of Sebastopol is surrounded by extremely heavy defense works, which are almost impossible to penetrate.
Hier leisten die Bolschewisten noch verzweifelten Widerstand. Immer enger schließt sich der Ring der deutschen und rumänischen Verbände Sebastopol.
Hitler gets very angry when he hears about his army's failure to take Sebastopol. From the Berghof, he orders Sebastopol to be conquered at all cost.
Sturzkampfflugzeuge vom Typ Ju-88 greifen an.
German bombers played an important role during the first German victories in Russia. But just like the ground troops, Göring's Air Force could not accomplish victory over Sebastopol. Day and night the city is bombed, but the Russian defense troops are unbeatable.
Riesige Rauch- und Feuerpilze steigen empor. Ist die neue schwere deutsche Artillerie.
When his troops still fail to break through, Hitler orders his ultimate weapon to be deployed. The huge, big Bertha gun will be used to shell Sebastopol. 50 kilometers of extra railroad must be laid out to transport this gigantic destruction machine to the Russian city. This huge gun, bigger than a 7-story building, is Hitler's pride. On the Berghof, he orders the shooting of Sebastopol to be done with this gun, and to be filmed as well. Hitler even directed and edited this film. He wants the film to be accompanied with the music of Franz Liszt. When the film is ready, the Führer is impressed and says this will convince the German people and those in the occupied countries that Germany is unbeatable. The film will indeed make a deep impression.
Diesem massierten Feuerhagel werden auch die letzten Festungswerke von Sebastopol auf die Dauer nicht standhalten können.